I want to cover the 7 steps that you must complete in order to obtain a Texas dealer's license, or what we commonly refer to as a general distinguishing number. You will need to take an online dealer educational course. You're going to need a building with a sign and display area. You will need to obtain an employer identification number, and most dealers will register with the Secretary of State or the county that your dealership is located in. You'll need to obtain a dealer surety bond, submit your application through e-licensing, and once you get your license, you will need to maintain business hours and records. Step number 1, your dealer educational course. Any person applying for a Texas dealer's license or general distinguishing number for the first time is required to take a 6-hour web-based dealer educational course. You will receive a certificate of completion at the end of this course. When you complete your online training, you will be confident and prepared to operate a licensed Texas dealership. Step number 2, business building with sign and display lot. You must have a place of business to obtain a Texas dealer's license. The building must meet all local zoning requirements. You must have an office in the building for the operation of your dealership, and you are required by law to display your dealer's license. If the office is located at a private residence, it must be completely separate from the actual residence and must meet the zoning requirements from your city or your county. Your office has to have a desk, 2 chairs, internet access, and a working telephone that is listed in your dealership name. If a dealer shares their location with another business, then the dealer must have their own office area. You must have a display area that has sufficient space to display 5 of the vehicle types that the dealer is selling. I want to repeat that. You must have a display area that has sufficient space to display 5 of the vehicle types that you are selling. The display area may be located outside the building or inside the building. The display area cannot be a driveway and must be hard surface such as concrete or gravel. You will need a permanent business sign which is visible from the public roadway. The dealership name on the sign must be at least 6 inches high or larger. The sign must be permanent in nature and be clearly visible to the public. Wholesale dealers must also have a sign, but they can have one on their door that's next to their office with a dealership name with at least 2-inch high letters. Be sure the letters in the dealership name meet the minimum height requirements under Texas law. And we're going to cover the building, sign, and display requirements more extensively in your online Texas dealer training course. Step number 3, employer identification number. Before submitting your dealer application, you must obtain an employer identification number, which is also known as an EIN. This number is used to identify the new business that you are starting and will be needed for tax purposes. Obtaining this number is very quick and very easy to do and will only take just a couple of minutes. You can easily apply online and have your new employer identification number in a matter of moments. After you've been assigned your EIN, you'll need to include it on your dealer license submission. And we're going to cover the employer identification number registration process extensively in your dealer training course. Step number 4, registering the business name with the Texas Secretary of State or your county. Almost all dealers will register their business name with the Texas Secretary of State's office. The Texas Secretary of State wants to have a record of every business which is operating in the state. Registering your business with the Secretary of State is covered in great detail in your dealer training course. Some dealerships will only register with the county in which they are located, but we are going to walk you step by step through the entire registration process in your dealer training course. It is very easy. Step number 5, you will need to obtain a dealer surety bond. So most dealers must obtain a $50,000 dealer surety bond in order to obtain a Texas used motor vehicle dealer's license. So with good credit, you should be able to obtain a $50,000 dealer surety bond for about $250 to maybe $350 a year. If you have a couple of blemishes on your credit score, the price can be much higher. Franchise dealers, travel trailer dealers, and utility semi-trailer dealers are exempt from the dealer surety bond requirement. And we're going to cover dealer surety bonds in depth in your dealer license training, and we'll also show you how to obtain your dealer surety bond. Step number 6, submit the application through e-licensing. You must submit your Texas dealer license application through the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles e-licensing system. Your application must be submitted online and can no longer be mailed. You know, the application process is quite extensive, and the online dealer application must be completed correctly and it's in its entirety. Mistakes on your dealer application can cause significant delays in your licensing process. We will submit a dealer license application with you in your dealer training course to make sure it is done correctly. We'll ensure you know how to apply correctly for quicker dealer's license approval. Step number 7. After you have gotten your dealer's license, you will need to maintain business hours and maintain records. A retail Texas dealer must be open at least 4 days a week for at least 4 consecutive hours per day. A wholesale dealer must be open at least 2 days per week for at least 2 consecutive hours per day. Travel trailer and trailer semi-trailer dealers may operate 7 days a week. We will discuss hours of operation extensively in your 6-hour web-based dealer license course. You must maintain records on all vehicles purchased, leased, and sold for a minimum of 48 months. That's 4 years. Very, very easy to do. You'll just copy every document which comes across your desk. We'll also review an entire section on exactly what records to keep in your dealer training course. You must follow all state and federal laws. In your dealer training course, we're going to show you how to comply with all the state laws which come out of Austin and all the federal laws which come out of Washington. If you follow every state and federal law, you will be able to achieve much higher profits. If you maintain 100% compliance, you will maintain 100% profits. The Texas Department of Motor Vehicles is basically giving you a license to make as much money as you possibly can, as long as you're following all the rules. In your Texas Dealer License course, we will show you how easy it is to follow all the rules. When you're ready to start your mandated training to obtain your Texas Dealer's License, just go to TexasDealers.com. Once again, that is TexasDealers.com, and click on that big blue Enroll Now button.